Let's make more stuff. I love it. Hey all, RoamTownGirl here. And if you're new, welcome to my channel. And if you're not, hi! I'm so glad you came back. Now hopefully you saw my last video where I shared with you some of the serious RV hazards that are going on in this new to me RV. Well, in this video, I move past my rants and complaints and bitching and moaning and get into actually doing something about it. So in this video, I'm so excited to show you the modifications I've had done. Now I'm not gonna fall and break my neck. And now be sure to stick around to the end, because in the second part of this video, I'm gonna introduce you to the amazing people that made this all possible. Because you know I can't do any of this stuff myself. So I'm sure as you recall, one of my unhappy issues with this RV is I thought I was getting a walk around bed, and I wasn't, because you couldn't fit around the far side of the bed. Walk around my foot. The opening between the edge of the bed and the wall, it was far too narrow. So the first thing was I had to make the opening wider, and I accomplished that by having the platform of the bed trimmed down. Okay, this is before. Okay. I'm gonna be able to make my bed and walk right here. I can't wait. So remember the lip made the back walkway only 9 inches? Look what I got now. Now I have 11 inches. Want to see how I fixed it? Ready? Ta-da! Look at this fantastic little step. And not only is it a step, but storage! You can never have too much storage in your RV. So now, not only do I have a way to stand up taller and get further back so I can actually make the corner of the bed back here, but I also have extra places to put things. So, not only do I now have more room to walk back here, but it's also 7 inches taller, which means I can get all the way over here, because thankfully my legs are skinnier than my middle. Let me show you what else I did. So obviously the most dangerous thing was trying to get off the bed in the middle of the night, because this bed is tall. So look at this. I am so tickled with this. I've got stairs. Aren't they beautiful? And it wouldn't be complete without more storage. Now me and my dogs can climb up and down off the bed in safety. In the second part of this video, I'm going to introduce you to the man that made all these wonderful things for me. I love it.
I want all 3 pictures together.
Look at that. Look at that's going to go like ta-da. You put a bottom on it?
Yes.
Wow.
That way you can store stuff and you don't have to pick it up. Now you can just slide it with everything in it.
Yeah, oh, that's,
And
I
slide it
wasn't
back.
thinking about that.
Got
You're
little-
so
little
smart.
slidey-
I want to make a point right now while we're here to explain some of the ways that this man is just amazing at what he does. Because he didn't just make me these things, but we like walked and talked through these. And he identified like all the little things I wasn't thinking of that needed to be taken into consideration. For example, I've got this slide, right? Well, you got to make sure that the slide can close and not get hung up on this bottom step. Also, I have to be able to open this panel and deal with the fuses. We also left room so that I could put in my multiple plug with USBs, because I need those. And we did block this cupboard, but I don't have anything in there of major importance. And when I need to get to it, all I have to do slide. And then I can open the cupboard drawer. That's my rain boots. I don't use those a lot. Ooh, it's kind of dirty back there. Don't judge me. So rather than just cutting the platform and calling it a day, look at this beautiful edging that I have. Now you might be wondering, what's with the V? Different association with the V. Watch. Voila! Remember I told you, this is where my water tank is. And my underbed storage. Isn't that wonderful? There we go. I love that. Now for the bathroom, we had talked through what we were gonna do, and this went from not just being functional to being absolutely beautiful. I didn't expect the special touches that were done. It came out magnifico. What? Isn't this fantastic? So now I've got a 7-inch step into the shower, which is no big deal. And we decided to make this non-permanent. I did have to take the door off because I wouldn't have been able to open it, but that's okay. I've got plans to make a pretty cover for this, and in the meantime, I can have access to my enzymes and things for dump day. But check this out. So there's a vent here, and we decided this was a good height. Didn't want to go higher or lower, so instead did a cutout for the vent, and I've got a vent cover to let the heat out. But I was afraid, oh my God, what if it gets too hot and there's a fire? Look at this. It's all lined with the Reflectix. So I'm not afraid of starting a fire. Now I have plenty of room for my feet. Yay! Isn't that wonderful? Now admittedly, the one thing that's a little weird with my new step up is I've suddenly gotten too tall for the sink. So I feel like the Jolly Green Giant when I brush my teeth. But you know what? Between the shower and the toilet, it's fine. I'll take it. I can just move the temporary step out of the way, and then I can stand at the sink and be normal size. It's just a minor inconvenience and totally doable. All right, you guys ready to meet the fabulous duo that made this all possible? So let me tell you how it all unfolded. I belong to several Facebook groups. Each one is wonderful. When I need love and support, I ask questions and post to the women's one. When something's going on specific with this RV, I post to the Thor one. And of course, when I'm traveling somewhere new, it's always wonderful to go to Boondockers and check out what they have to say. Anyway, in this case, I went to a Facebook group I belong to called Nomads Helping Nomads. And I simply said, I was looking for a master carpenter to do a small project for me. So Jordana, the wife, she messaged me back. We set up a consultation appointment, and then her and Jared came and met me where I was at an RV park in Quartzsite. And we walked and we talked through the whole thing. Then we decided the best place to do stuff would be up in Lake Havasu. So we went up there, we found a spot, we went to Lowe's, bought all the materials, and then we set up camp, and in about 3 or 4 days, everything was complete. So you ready to meet these special folks?
My name's Jared Harris, and my Facebook and Instagram is Desert Drifter Van Life. Basically, we pick up a few jobs here and there in the wintertime to make a little income, but to create a situation where somebody like yourself doesn't have to go and pay $85 an hour to a shop for somebody to get rich. So we charge about a nominal fee, and we try to keep it as fair as we possibly can, to take care of the wear and tear on the tools, make a little extra cash, and that's all we're worried about, because we do work 6 months out of the year full time.
What do you do the rest of the year?
I do go back and pour concrete for about 6 to 8 weeks out of the year and run a crew, and then for 5 months out of the year I camp host, and then the rest of the time we wander. My dad was a general contractor. My uncles were union carpenters, and they worked for my dad years ago, and so my dad would pawn me off on my uncles by the time I was 11 years old, and they found that I was kind of a willing apprentice. So by the time I was 11 years old, I was working with my uncles doing construction, helping them paint, helping them do trim, laying carpet. At that point, my dad had bought a lot of apartments that needed refurbished.
Oh.
So I became the grunt for my uncles. I've gone through all phases of construction, starting at a young age. My dad also had electricians that were working underneath him. So I have some knowledge of electrical. And he also had plumbers working underneath him. And my uncles both do plumbing also. So there's a lot of things I can do that are basic maintenance routine when it comes to electrical or setting up a solar system. But mostly I've done all phases. I mean, I've actually rebuilt homes that were 4 walls and a roof that needed to be completely gutted.
Wow.
Down to nothing, and we rebuilt everything. I've been doing this for 33 years now.
So you're the other half of this enterprise.
I'm Jordana Harris, and I help find when Jared needs help, when people need help, I help to facilitate everything.
So what's the best way that people find you?
Well, we have an email, but we also have Facebook and Instagram, and both are listed under Desert Drifter Van Life. And basically, if someone posts in one of the groups there's various groups, if somebody posts in a group that they need help, I try to assess if it's something we can help them with or not, and then I approach them through Messenger so that it's more private. And then I let them look at our page and see if they like what we've done, and then maybe we can help them.
And then let's say that all works out. What's the next thing that happens?
Well, then we try to communicate to where we get together and actually be able to look at the project and kind of come up with a plan that everyone's happy with, that we know will work, that it's something that definitely can happen. Price-wise, budget-wise, everything needs to fit into a certain bubble. So during the initial consultation, we ask a lot of questions because we want every detail of everything that somebody wants. Then we want to know how it all fits together. Example, some people have the slides that need to close, so then things need to fit and tuck away and not be in the way of the slide. Every detail needs to be discussed completely. Next, we try to figure out where someone is comfortable to do the work, because we're nomads, so we can do the work anywhere. We prefer way far away, out in the middle of nowhere, and all of our tools are battery operated. We charge them ourselves, and we have a pretty good selection of tools. We can do pretty much everything we need to do.
All sorts of equipment, huh?
And then we go to a place of comfort for both people, both parties, and we try to make sure that it's somewhere that everyone has enough water, everyone has enough supplies, and then we can just do our build right out in the middle of nowhere.
That is awesome.
It is pretty awesome. It's pretty unique. Sometimes, one example, we were in St. George, Utah. Well, we had to kind of work around a person's schedule that works. And so they come out when they can and we do the work and then they go and come back. But probably about 2 weeks was the maximum we've taken. But it depends on what kind of work they want. That was actually a full minivan build to where they had a complete kitchen, a complete storage, and amazingly, underneath their floor was a, I'm trying to think what kind of it was a minivan that was just a, it didn't have seats, a cargo van.
Oh, cargo van.
And we literally could cut through the cargo floor, and there was all this huge amount of storage hidden underneath. Wow. So we made pockets and doors so that they could actually store things clear underneath of their floor, and that was huge.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's just one last thing. Who's this?
This is Trouble. this is Porthos, and he's our team leader. He's very active in this.
It seems like he had a rough time with my build. He's gonna nap for a week. So they come to Quartzsite every winter. So if you've got a job or two noodling around in your mind, you might want to contact them and see if you can get on their schedule. And for those of you that always want to know this kind of stuff, the supplies cost me about $300 and the labor cost about $600. So I got all this stuff done for less than $1,000. And that's way less money than a trip to the emergency room, don't you think? I hope you enjoyed this video, and I would love any support you might have to offer in the form of liking this video, leaving me a comment down below. If you know somebody that would get some value out of this content, please share it. My channel's been a little bit stagnant lately, but I'm not gonna let that stop me. And I know with your love and support, we can get this channel going and growing. Thanks everybody. See you next time.